Show, Peter G. Show, Peter G. Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G. Show.
Well, well, well. Back in the saddle again. I'm back. Good to be back in L.A. A lot of mixed emotions. But like I said, those of you who've been following along, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. A lot of mixed emotions. Lots to do, lots of loose ends. That's life, right? Life with Peter G. And I've come to the conclusion kind of that if I can't get you guys to talk about stuff, I'm going to tell you about stuff. And, eventually the ball gets rolling because we just talk about these things. And I want to talk about things that are not of the norm they are the norm, but they're not. It's not your daily average, everyday life. And I'll get into that in a little while. But meanwhile, back in the saddle in an undisclosed location in Burbank, California. I can dig it. Good to be back with my peeps. A little strange. Again, lots of little things. But the bottom line is, I'm here, you're here, we're all here. Let's talk about it. I want to see you guys starting to participate. Big deal. Again, and I'm going to say it several times during this whole thing, watch party. Hit your little share button while you're watching, and below it should say start a watch party. Turn your friends on. It'll say so-and-so is watching Life with Peter G. Every Sunday night right here. We are, doing it. And I'm proud of that. I'm glad that we're doing this. In fact, I'm going to do this right now, too. I think I'm going to try to do this because I have several screens in front of me, and we're going to start a watch party. And it's like, and why not? Let's see here. But I can't do it without you guys. I'm doing this in a very unorthodox way, and I'm kind of proud of it. I'm just working it, okay? The thing is that I want you guys to, if you think this is anything worthy of, share it with your friends. It's the only way we're going to take this thing to another level. You have to go to the share button, and you have to hit, start a watch party, turn your friends onto it, and there's a reason behind everything, because we talk about stuff. We talk about things that maybe, you need to get off your chest and you got nobody to talk to, or maybe you just want to, there's something on your mind and it's much easier. It's like, it's just me. It's just me and you. That's all, But starting the watch party helps your friends start to understand too, because you may be doing something unconsciously to help somebody that you don't even know by helping them. Maybe they're in more need of this than you, and that's a big deal. I learned a lot about my father, as I said, how he touched people's lives just being him and giving his 92 years on this planet to some people, and that's a big deal. And I'm very proud of that, things I did not know. But I'm doing this because I feel there's a need for it. I'm fully aware that there's a need for it, and I want you guys, again, if you think it's worthy of, hit the watch party. Hey! Hit the watch party, and you can type in and text and all that. I just can't get to them. I can't see them. Sometimes they start rolling faster, and I cannot keep up. I'll watch. We check everything out afterwards, but it's imperative that you do this. And participate. So let me see here. So let me look. Share our timeline. Share. Friends, start a message. Start a watch party. See, I see that one. I'm going to start a watch party with myself because I dig me. Oh, boy. Anyway, life is good so long as you're around to take it all in. And I'm missing something here terribly. But in the meantime, thank you to all my people, whether it's 3 million or 3. Every single one of you that I have that are paying attention, and you're solid. And I truly appreciate that. We have a long, hard road to go. But we're doing it, and we're getting a few more at a time, and I deeply appreciate your hanging in there with me. The ones, like I said, I don't care about the people who, next week I think I'm going to do one other Instagram rant, because that thing is just driving me crazy. But the people that do come in, those are really important to me. You guys hang in there, even though I'm having a hard time with you, letting me know you're there. Just, you type in anything because we're having a hard time keeping count. There's a lot more out there than what it seems, and that's the weird thing about it because I'm doing this in such a crazy kind of way. But I'll take it. And I just got to turn that down. Hello. Sorry. I'm experimenting as it is. We constantly keep trying to think up cockamamie ways to get things going some more, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think I'm going to do this again. So let's do this. Hey, watch party. Hey. All right. See, I'm starting another watch party on one of my other pages with myself. It's like I'm just having a party. But I want to sincerely thank everybody who's hung with me these past few weeks. It hasn't been easy. It's not easy even during normal circumstances, let alone having to do the things that I went through, which we'll get to because there's been some conflict in this issue, and some people disapprove about me coming up front and talking about things like this. And I'm going to explain why. But in the meantime, like I said, watch party. Everybody right there, I want to welcome. You're all starting to come in little by little, and just hit the share button and say, start a watch party. Send it to your friends, and let's start talking about stuff. The big deal that I want to have is that I got a little bone. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. We all have opinions. You got to understand, just because I might like rock and roll doesn't mean that opera is bad. There's people that love opera, think that rock and roll, my parents came from another time, and our music was just, we're starting to experience that ourselves, right? Rap is crap and all this kind of stuff. But the thing is that I started getting a little bit of flack from a couple of people, and I try not to take it personally because, again, if you do, it'll eat you up. I honestly don't care what anybody thinks. I'm doing this because I feel it's right. And but I got a little bit of flack from a friend a little bit, and because I was actually inviting him, I wanted him to be on my show, not caring about him watching my show. I thought he'd be more entertaining if I used him for a certain purpose, and I thought he would enjoy it, and we'd have some fun. But he started watching my show, and it's really, obviously it wasn't for him, because he left me a message voicing his opinion about recently the content that I had about my father passing, and me talking about it with you guys. I mean, we're all friends, right? The thing is that he thought that personal things should stay personal, and I totally agree with that. But I don't think that somebody passing away, my father was 92 years old. My father did not die, and I did not get explicit about some kind of deathly diseases or anything. My father passed away because he was old, and I loved him very much. And I talked about it because even though death is a daily occurrence, not all of us go through this every day. Thank God, because it'll, so that's the thing. It's like no matter how prepared you are for it, it takes a lot out of you because you loved that person. So I felt it important to talk about this because I want to talk about the things, even like divorce and single parenting. Hopefully, this isn't a daily occurrence for you. This is not a every day, every week, every year thing that you just do. You get married, you get divorced. You get married, you get divorced. I mean, it's grueling, but it's hard because you don't deal with it on a daily basis. So that was my whole thing. I'm saying, I'm going to talk about this because no matter how prepared you are for this, hang on, I'm just tagging a few friends here. No matter how prepared you are for this, it's a bitch. I was prepared one day. I've been preparing myself for like 15 years. I had a bag that was always packed. And it was ready to go in case of emergency. Had important papers, all of this kind of stuff. But no matter how prepared I was, it still hurt, and I accept it. I don't like it, but I accept it. And I went through it, and I shared it with you. Now, some people say that you should, that I even got you're just sharing, you're just exploiting. In other words, they were kind of I was exploiting my father's death for the purpose of this show. People, I'm telling you, I loved my father more than anything. Whatever I said was all in the positive. And yes, did I think it would attract your attention? Of course I did. Otherwise, why bother talking about it? But that's the whole purpose, is so you can understand and we can go back and forth and relate about these things, because this is life and this shit happens, and it happened to me. But yet I got criticized on it by only a few. Actually, the majority said, Peter, I can't believe, thank you for talking about this stuff. And again, you can't please everybody. And, fuck if I'm going to worry about pleasing everybody. I don't give a shit about, everybody's opinions. If you like what I do, you like what I do. And I love you for it, for sticking with me, because I truly come from deep into my heart to talk about this stuff, because I think it makes a difference. But, there we go. I'm getting all kinds of stuff here. The thing is that I got so many screens. I'm out of practice. Sorry. This is different again. The thing is, when I talk about this stuff, it's very important to me. And I think it's important to a big percentage of the population in this world. It's something you don't do every day. So that's why it's important to get it off your chest, because when it hits you, it affects you very deeply, okay? So the thing was, my show is about life. It's called Life with Peter G. Even though my other show is more about Peter G. Show, the greatest divorce and single parenting guy, because that stuff doesn't happen every day, and sometimes it drags out very long, and it takes a lot out of you. And I felt it's worth talking about. The positive. I don't give a shit why you got divorced. I want to help you, or not help you, I want to know how we get through this together, okay? That's important. My show is not called What the Fuck I Ate Every Day for Lunch and Took Pictures of It and Showed You. Real simple. And there's a reason why I just said that title. I want to talk about things that really make it, that hit you right in the head, that kick you in the heart, okay? Because we're all here to lift each other up. I mean, this is not the stuff you want to go through, but we went through it. I got through it. It's going to forever be here. I mean, to me, in my mind, my old man is still here. So is my mother. They're just, miles away. But the reality of it is what it is. And there's a lot of change, and it's going to change a lot of things in my life. It just stepped my game up in a lot of ways. And it's going to affect me, hopefully in the positive, but to keep, but it's going to, I got some adjustments. I got a lot of trips back and forth to make. I got a lot of things to do. I'll be doing this show Mother's Day in Pensacola, Florida. And I'll either be doing it live from my parents' dining room again, or I'll be doing it in another location. It just depends. I'm pressed for time. But the bottom line is, show must go on. Life goes on. That's the thing. My parents would not want me to stop my life. They loved me too much, and I loved them too much. And I understand. It's like, I hate it, but we had to go through it. There was no stopping it. It was beyond my control. But never once did I say, I'm looking like an accident. People love train wrecks. This is not a train wreck. This is all about love. This is all about getting through the hardest times, giving up something that means the most to you. There's a few more situations that could be even worse, but I don't even want to get into that. You get the picture. That's it. Quickly, I'm going to get off that subject, but just remember, everything I do is for a reason, and I'm going to do it. And I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll share. I hope you'll push this. The watch parties are very important to me. You hit the share button on this thing, and you go and just share it, okay? You don't know who you might be helping. You'll be subliminally helping somebody that might just need this way more than you. So I'm going to always keep mentioning that, because this is going to be groundbreaking, how we build this sucker. In the meantime, I would not be sitting in this place if it wasn't for my beloved Bolt Energy. I finally got another can in my hand, okay? Because when I went to Florida, we took off so fast, it was just, it wasn't a planned trip. Let's put it that way, okay? Bolt Energy. Not only is Bolt Energy and myself linked together hand in hand, because I dig what they're doing and they dig what I'm doing, but it's also my friend and El Presidente of Bolt Energy, Mr. Chris Brown. It's his birthday today. So I wish you a very happy birthday. He's got it more made than I do. He just does. He just does. He's got the life. I need that lifestyle, but I've definitely taken a major jump backwards. But you know what? I get up every day, I count my blessings, and I'm moving forward. And I want to take you guys with me, okay? I mean it. You mean a lot to me. That's why I appreciate everybody who sticks with me. I know it's late in some parts of the country. You can watch this show afterwards, but the bottom line is you stick and you watch, and I appreciate it. So I'm going to pop this can. Bolt Energy, small can, not a big can. Believe it or not, today I drank a can, because somebody gave it to me, of Bull, the Bull stuff. Okay, it's about the same size and all that. But I'm going to tell you, I've drank that stuff in the past for years, on and off, when needed. I don't go out of my way to buy it. It's got a funky taste to it. I'm sorry. It's kind of like the original Monsters and all that. They just taste like. I'm sorry. They taste like shit. I don't like it. Bolt Energy figured that out. Not only do they have a cleaner energy drink, okay, it's fortified with antioxidants and vitamins, but it's got no preservatives in it. Okay, my buddy, whose birthday it is today, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. He's a workout fanatic. You know, he's just God bless his persistence. I mean, he's very structured, and he's got a regiment on what he does every day, including pushing this, which it isn't easy. Ask for it in stores, but there's no preservatives in this stuff, and it's tasty. That's the whole thing. I'm gonna pop it open right now. I'm not taking any calls yet, but when I do decide to take calls, please somebody call. Okay, give me a break. Have mercy on me. Bolt Energy. It even smells better. Okay. Honestly, I drank that because somebody gave it to me today. And the Bull companies, they're out passing that stuff around still, and they're huge. It's hard to be the new kid on the block. But ask for it in stores. They are spreading. They're getting it. We're going to talk this week on this because I got to catch up on what they're doing. There's a strategy behind this. You can only go after certain regions one at a time. But deep pockets. It's believe me, it's a lot harder than it looks. Just like this show. I challenge anybody to try and do this. Not that I'm anything that great, but it's still tough. And it's even harder because it is me. So salute to my buddy Bolt Energy and the Peter G Show together, and to you guys. I'm going to tell you what this tastes like. See, it's just smoother tasting. It still has a little bit of the bite from something else, but it's not. The edges are taken off, and it tastes good. It's just enough. It's not a big giant can. It's just enough to get you going, to motivated, doing what you need to do. But you need to ask for it in stores, like I said, especially in the California Ventura County area where it all started. I'm sure it's spreading over there. They're working on the Gulf Coast. They're working on Las Vegas areas and this and that. But this week, hopefully, I'm sitting down. We're having a catch-up meeting and as to where we're going. But I stand behind it, and I spend a lot of time talking about it because I truly believe in it. And if you know me, I don't talk about shit I don't believe in. There's just not enough time in the day, and life is too short. So I believe in people who have a great ethic, who get off the couch and work their asses off, and Bolt Energy is one of them, and so is Peter G Show. Right? I do not sit and think about and hope that somebody's going to do something for me. I'm telling you, if this does not go to streaming network on a different network, I'll start GTV. I've already got the thoughts and the work in progress, whatever. Because this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with you guys, okay? And a few others. So one more sip, and then we're going to move on. So, a couple of things now. I'm going to open up the phone lines. Somebody call 818-259-7983. A couple of things this is going to be a subject I want to talk about, and I'm hoping somebody will be brave enough to call in, okay? Because I had a talk with a friend of mine while I was in Florida, and I do mean friend. It's funny how so many people just came to me and just anything I can do for you, Peter. And that's from being a decent human being most of your life. And I'm not anything special, but I don't really do things that bad. And you tend to accumulate true friendships, not acquaintances. There's a difference between an acquaintance and a friend. People will go out of their way to help you when needed, if you need them. I try not to need them, but that's the difference. So he's talking to me, and he said about somebody that he lives with, and that this person drinks every night, comes home from work, and drinks every night, and kind of like just, drinks themselves to sleep. It's sad, but it happens a lot, and I can easily tell you that I could easily have been one of those people. Because when I was going through some hard times, even to this day, it's just sometimes I just get this urge. It was never me. It was never me to just want to come home and you're sitting there and you're going, I just need a drink. I don't mind drinking, but I'm more of a social drinker. But to drink at home alone by yourself until you just stumble to bed, It's kind of hard, and I want to know who does that and why, and let's talk about it. I mean, I doubt anybody's going to call, but, if you got the balls enough to do it, nobody knows who the hell it is. I don't care. It's just because I'm telling you, my divorce was driving me crazy. I was experiencing things that I never experienced before, and it was very easy to be that guy. I was hanging around too much. I had too much time, and my mind was going crazy. But who drinks every night at home? I want to hear from you. And if you don't call in, again, we'll keep hitting this until one time or another somebody will. It's nothing to be ashamed about. I just believe with me when I tell you, you probably all share the same story. Life's a bitch. That's why I'm doing this. It's not easy. We all have our wars. We all have to fight all this stuff. But, at least if you don't want to tell me, on the phone, type it to me. Text it to me on the live watch party. Just say something, I just say, hey, I do, or hey, Peter, whatever, I do. You don't have to go into details. Details would be good, though. A couple of subjects. So that's going to be one, because I don't see anybody jumping to the phone to start this. So in the meantime, I hope you're hitting the watch party deal, because share and then watch party. And share it with your friends. I'm going to be here every friggin' Sunday night, as I have been since January 1st. Every Sunday night right here on this Facebook Live, The Peter G Show, Life with Peter G, Peter Giselle's page, whatever. We're on LinkedIn, and we're on Twitter, and Instagram, you name it, I'm kind of there. It's not easy, but we're getting there. Another thing was brought to my attention, and you guys are making me talk this whole show. I can just feel it. But that's okay. I'm always prepared. I don't have elevator music, but I'm prepared. Something important to me, too. Relationships. I love relationships. People say, Peter, how come, you've been divorced now since 2012, almost 13. What's up? Why aren't you in another relationship and this and that? It's like, number one, I'm busy as hell. I'm hustling. It's a constant hustle. But, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's a constant hustle. But on top of that, I'm indecisive. I'm so busy, I can't really pay enough attention to somebody. And quite frankly, I've had a lot of nice people in my life, but I haven't gotten my socks knocked off yet. I mean, there's a difference. To me, it's like when you know. And I'm not the kind of guy who just jumps into one thing after another just so somebody can be around. I'm perfectly okay, because I have a daughter that I need to raise, and that's not a good example for her. And I feel it's very important that, it's one thing or another to have a couple of nights and go out occasionally and have somebody who can help you out. Just one hand washes the other. But a serious relationship, that's deep. Been there a couple of times, two, three, and, in my life, and that's commitment is a deep thing, and that's a problem. I don't think people take commitment that serious. And I can't just jump. Again, more importantly, I have a daughter that it's very important to me to set an example. I don't bring women around to say this is Daddy's new girlfriend. Okay, I just don't. Yeah, I have a lot of friends. She knows I have a lot of friends, and I love all my friends, and I have a lot of women that I love very, very much. But to sit and say this is Daddy's new girlfriend, that's a whole nother subject. I've been adamant about that, and I have. The reason being is because I've watched way too many idiots, both men and women, that they're still not even divorced yet, and the kids they're bringing home people, and it's like you need a slap in the fucking head, okay? Because your kids take that in, they're sponges, and I just totally disagree with it. And they think it's okay. You know what? Because they're only about them. About them. They need to have sex, and that's their new boyfriend, and, it lasts for 6 months, and then all of a sudden there's another new boyfriend, or there's another new girlfriend, okay? Men and women, you're both guilty of this shit. I've seen it all. And it's sad, and I didn't want to be that guy, okay? I am not perfect by any means, and in fact, maybe I'm even a pain in the ass, all the more reason why it's that much more difficult for me to make this happen. But relationships, don't forget, I was talking. If you drink every night, I want you to call in and tell me why. We got multiple stuff going on here, okay? But I saw something the other day, and again, when I see things, I kind of just jot them down. And this is about relationships, and I truly believe in this. And it's like got stuff in front of me. The man or woman you choose to be your partner affects everything in your life: your mental health, your peace of mind, the love inside of you, your happiness, how you get through tragedies, your success, how your children will be raised, and so much more. So choose very wisely. And I truly believe in that. I mean, it's I believe that 2 heads are better than one. I'd love to be in a great relationship with a great woman that we build together. I tried that a couple of times. I thought I was going that direction, but apparently I was wrong. Very wrong. But, but you want to believe. And that's the whole thing. I truly believe when you're picking a mate that you want to have somebody who not only makes you happy, and look, and sex is very important to me, it's really, and that's how it all starts. It's all that stuff. But you got to have somebody you could spend the time with. You don't get tired with them, and you feel that you're building each other up, and that's a big, big deal. So, just because, I've had a lot of crazies, and I love the crazies. They're a lot of fun, but you can't go the distance like that. You just can't, unless you truly, that's what makes you happy. Then God bless you, because I feel there's somebody out there for everybody. But a relationship is a big deal, to where you need to have somebody that you truly believe, at least in your heart of hearts, and not just you're in the ether of just because you're having a month or two of some great sex and you're hanging out and all that. If there's flaws, they're eventually going to come out, and you're going to discover them, or they're going to discover you, and things will all come to terms. So it's important. I truly see. I want somebody that I really feel is going to. That I'm going to really feel good about, that we just right together. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm too picky now. I don't know. But what do you think about that? Relationships? Do you just jump off and just do you feel? Some people feel like you just got to go test the waters until you hit gold. But sorry, my in-ears are popping out. I don't like these. I like the older ones better. Yeah, sure, Peter. Okay. I don't think they fit. I don't know. Talk about it later. Again, how do you feel about relationships? Are you the person who just you just get attracted and you just say, well, you got to try. You can't figure out if you don't try. I kind of try and watch also. Don't know, but that's just me. Okay. It is just about the top of the hour, and the phones are quiet as hell, and I wish I had the elevator music. Remember, tonight, if you're somebody who drinks alone at night, every night, I want you to call in. I want you to tell me why. Don't be shy, all right? It's just you and me. Nobody else is paying attention. It's all good. Also, remember, for those of you who are my silent majority, my diehard fans, or that are willing to sit and watch little old me, do me the favor. Everybody was asking me when my father passed away, Peter, is there anything I can do for you? And I really thought about that. This is what you can do for me, because my father would want that. Whatever. It's just, nobody wants to see their child struggling. Even though I'm a big child, I was still his son and my mother's son. Hit the share button, okay? I am not doing this just to blow, smoke up my own ass. I could talk to myself all the time. I'm doing this because I truly enjoy sharing experiences, and I want to hear your experiences, and I want you to share them with people. That's important to me. So just hit the share button on your Facebook, and then look real closely, and it says Start a Watch Party. That's important, because you're reaching out to your people and going, hey, so-and-so is watching the Peter G. Show. Okay, I'm going to keep mentioning this because I truly believe that this is going to be very important. Just because you might be seeing a dozen people watching one page, if you hit your page, my sponsor sends me snapshots, screenshots all the time, because he shares the page and says that, hey, Bolt Energy is watching the Peter G. Show or Life with Peter G., and he sends me screenshots of hundreds and hundreds of people that are watching. But I can't see them here. I'm just seeing because that's his page sharing. And that's the beauty of it. This thing is going to snowball eventually because of the way we're doing it. It's just going to take time. Rome was not built in a day. I'm doing it in the most unorthodox kind of way. I'm not picking YouTube. Everybody wants me to go to YouTube. Everything, by the way, is on YouTube. everything, and then some. Every show you see this week and every week is uploaded to YouTube. You can either watch them on demand from YouTube or you can watch them on my Facebook page. They go into regurgitation and they keep playing. And I like that if you watch them on the Facebook page. It builds the numbers too. But and onto iTunes. But there's also the Peter G. Show stuff from the past and some new ones, too, about surviving divorce and single parenting. That's what originally got me off my ass, okay? I had to live it, I had to almost die from it, and I had to survive it, and that's why I am here. It kicked my ass, I clearly admit, because it was something that I was not used to going through, and it really fucked with my head. But I was fortunate enough to have some solid people in my life that listened to me, that let me blow steam. And it went on for a very long time, and these people deserve gold medals, okay? Because, let's face it, I'm one who can talk. Not talk shit, but talk. I like communication, okay? I like funny jokes. The jokes are going to be there in the future. Sometimes it gets a little heavy, and this has been a heavy couple of weeks, but if I find humor in what we're doing, we're going to take it. I want to take this to a higher level. I want this to go to a small studio audience and some reality and some scripted stuff. And, things are going to change. But for right now, I felt it was very important that I stay in touch with you, my community, because you are the guys who help build this, and I appreciate you dearly. But again, 818-259-7983. Excuse me while I take another sip of Bolt Energy. Happy birthday, Bolt Energy. Okay, and have the president of Bolt Energy. It's his birthday. I had to ask him. I didn't know if that was the date of the birth of this, because when we talked about it, I mean, it really kind of came out around that time 2 or 3 years ago. But when we talked about putting this together, and then last year it finally came to light. So ask for it in stores. Sugar-free version. I'm going to go to that meeting this week, and we're going to talk about it because I've got a couple of people asking me about sugar-free. And but you got to ask for it in stores. Believe it or not, those store owners will get stuff that people want, and this stuff tastes good. That's all I can tell you. It's just smoother with a little bit of carbonation, and it doesn't have that nasty bite to it like some of the other guys. And I like it. And again, they're health conscious. I feel they're making a little bit cleaner of a drink. Everybody says a lot of those energy drinks are crap and all that. There's no crash with this stuff. And because, again, they are workout fanatics and they truly believe in what they're doing. So it's all good. All right. I'm going to sit here. 818-259-7983 is the number, and I'm hoping that somebody will get the guts enough. And it's not a pity party. I don't need you to call just because nobody's calling. This is not easy. I'm asking you to talk about stuff that, most of the time you need a drink or two. But half the people that call me have a couple of drinks, and they clearly admit it. They go, I had a couple of drinks, and that's the only way I had the guts to call in. There's no shame in that. That's okay. I mean, it's hard. It's not that simple. But, again, I'm asking you, who has been there, done that, where you were drinking every night alone because there was something going on in you that it just kind of took the edge off, and in your mind, was just helping you cope with what was going on in life. I mean, there's plenty of that. And who believes, and there's another subject, I'm going to have multiple subjects. Maybe if I ask you what you ate, you'll call in, but ate for lunch. You can tell me all about it. But relationships. Do you believe that, how serious, a relationship can affect who you are as a person, who you made up with? And, oh boy, let's go here. Let me see here. Look. Hi, you're on Life of Peter G. Who's this? Hello? You who? Oh boy. It's going to be one of those nights. Hello? Somebody butt dial me? Wow. Okay. Well, almost. He almost had the balls to call. Or she, who knows. Relationships. I think it's really important when you're with somebody and you commit to somebody that person makes you happy and you make them happy. Because to me, I truly believe in, nothing better than a good woman by your side. A strong woman that helps build you up. Not a bitch. Let's get that straight. But then that's why I'm still single. I just have not gotten there yet to where I am head over heels. I'm going, you know what? This one makes me not only happy, but this one, is right there with me. And that's the whole thing. When you team up with somebody, it's a team. It's not just we got married because I don't know, we're bored. You're committing, and that's a big deal to me. But I think relationships, can either make you happy, healthy, and the support each other and build each other, and that's a big deal. So 818-259-7983. Unless you want to call me and tell me why you drink every night, I can easily tell you why I did. And I might have to if you guys just keep on staying quiet. And I told you guys we should have had the elevator music tonight because we're back. But for some reason, I said, you know what? Somebody might have the guts. It might be actually kind of fun to talk about this stuff. I see a lot of people chiming in, and there's some even I can tell that there's watch parties going on, and you're spreading the word through the watch parties. But the bottom line is, this show has a phone number. And that phone number is to be used, so you can just tell me what's on your mind. I don't give a shit if you want to bitch about you hate your job, your girlfriend's or your boyfriend's a bitch. You don't know whether to stick through it or get out. You're having problems at home, whatever. It's called Life of Peter G. We can talk about anything. Everybody keeps telling me I should start having topics. And I should, but they don't understand that, okay, I'm having a topic. Is this too tough of a topic? Don't tell me that there's nobody listening that does not drink at home alone at night. I know it. I know you do. There's just life is tough, and I totally get it. Because, I totally get it. But I know there's a handful of people out of the 3 million, whatever the hell it is, that can easily tell a story worthy of. And, again, you sharing this, people can relate, and this is why I want to do it. I don't want to sit here and people are going like, why did you talk about your father's funeral and this and that? I talked about it because until you guys start talking about things, I'm going to be the example. I'd be a bad example about opening up. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't open up and tell you how I'm feeling. And it did me good, too. I got to honestly tell you, if I wasn't talking to you about it, I'd be talking to somebody else off the air. And I do. It's life. It sucked, okay? It sucked, but it helps. And I just did it because I know that it was relatable. If you haven't been through it, you're going to go through it. And most people have been through it, going through it just today. Every day I read about somebody passing. It sucks. Sucks bad. I got so many loose ends, I don't even know where to start right now. My head is spinning because I got a couple of back and forth trips. Excuse me. Hi, you're on the air with Life of Peter G. Who's this? You got to turn down your radio. Holy moly. I see, if I had a phone screener, they would pick up the phone, they would tell them ahead of time, and then they would do it. Anybody there? And he lost me again. Hey, boy. Oh, boy. Is it me? We tested this stuff, right? If it's me, I apologize, but I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, everything looks right. I have had wire problems in the past. Anyway, the thing is, if I didn't talk about this stuff, who's gonna? I mean, I have no shame in it. I loved my father, my parents, whatever. There was nothing wrong about telling people that people came out of the woodwork to tell me stories, positive stories, on how his life changed people. To me, what's so bad about that? I mean, it was just nothing but saying, this is life. We have to go through this stuff. No matter how hard it is, you can't take that back. It happens. There's life and there's death. You live your life to the best of your ability, but, it changed my game now. I am officially, at 57 years old, I am officially an adult. Even though I was an adult before, it's a different perspective now. Now I have to handle some things completely that the old man took care of. He was holding down the fort. But now I have some other issues that I got to deal with, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very expensive and a lot of back and forth, and I have decisions to make and how to handle things. Eventually it'll all level out. It always does. But I share these things with you because, believe me, I know that I am not the only one that has had to deal with this stuff and not the only one who's going to deal with this stuff. You, at your friends, your family, your relatives, and if it wasn't hard for you, then you didn't love that person enough. Then there's something off in the whole scenario. Well, my friends, I loved my parents very much. I'm very fortunate. We were nothing special out of the ordinary. They were hardworking people. They did the best they could with me, and I wasn't easy. Definitely wasn't easy. But I did the best I could, and then when it came time, the roles reversed. And here I am 2,000 miles away and an only child, so to speak, and trying to take care of things. And I did pretty damn good. I mean, I'm very proactive because they were everything to me. But there was times when I just wanted to rip what little hair I have out because it was so frustrating at times. It was so much easier when I was there in person. I would be fighting with certain agencies and this and that, and they're just going back and forth with me. The minute I jump on a plane and get there, and I'm face to face with them within 15 minutes, all of a sudden everything miraculously would get resolved. And I'm going, why couldn't you have done that when I was, nothing changed. You just got me face to face. I had to spend money on a plane ticket, and I had to go down there, and all of a sudden, everything I was working towards was easily done. It's a bitch. Some of you who have, family close, in large families, they fight over who's doing what, who doesn't take care of what, and there's these big family arguments. I had nobody to argue with, okay? But I also had to step up and do everything. And at times, it was very hard, but I would do it all over again. I would do it all over again because... it's what you do. That was, it was time to give back. And to me, I could never give back enough. That's just me. 818-259-7983. I've had 2 calls that for some reason could not go through, and I am dumbfounded by it. And if there's a reason why it didn't go through, somebody needs to text me and tell me because I don't get it. But and you guys, you're monitoring it, so you don't know either. Okay, that's great. We're going to be going down to the last part of the show. So far, I've asked you guys, somebody to have the guts enough and tell me if you drink every night. Now, I'm going to keep on hitting on this subject because I know it's a big subject. But, I'll cut you some slack. It's you just got to get the right people. Maybe you need to be drinking to call in, okay? I encourage it. In fact, I'll take a drink right now. Bolt Energy, that is. So... I'll be having to make several trips, unfortunately, and it affects everything. It affects my income. It's a struggle. It's expensive. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's the question. I'm driving a lot, and I'm always, my head is like, don't know what to do, and you got to stay focused, and I got to get back in the game, and working and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, thank God there's a bunch of understanding people, but at the same time, what are they going to do? It's on me. This pretty much is on me. Even the people, everybody that asked me, Peter, is there anything I can do for you? Anything you need that's, within reason. And really what I need time and money. Because money helps support, facilitate all the unforeseen expenses. Funeral. Now, we were kind of set up, but we weren't set. There's things, but there's always more. Bills that are coming in, unexpected bills, and... Just things, transferring of things and setting up for, the future and trying to keep the ball running. Let's try this for the 3rd time, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G for the 3rd time. Who's this? Hello? Hello? Is this my problem? Are we having this problem? Hello? There's no way I can hear you. There's just no friggin' way. Hello? Yoo-hoo. Wow. We'll just sit here and wait. If you hear me, knock 3 times. This is weird. And he hung up again. Maybe he's a mute. That is weird. Guys, I know we tested this stuff, and I don't think it's on my end. I really just don't. The auxiliary is open. Everything's on. So you tell me. I hear him, and if he spoke, all he had to do is speak and say, I don't hear you, if that's the case. Because I had that problem once, but fool me once, shame on me, or you, and fool me twice, all that stuff. So there we have it. let's reiterate on what is going on for this past hour. Number one, I'm sitting here talking the whole hour. I prefer not to. I'd like to hear you guys. Number two, I've had 3 callers. Let's see. Phones are down. Get the hell out of here. It's impossible. Guys, I hear you if you were calling. You don't hear me. Is that correct? That doesn't make sense. Lost my train of thought. Let's reiterate. So we talked about a bunch of stuff, and I want you guys to start calling. I want you guys to start sharing this stuff. I'm just back this week, and I took bits and pieces of stuff, and I'm gonna have to go back and do a half-ass show again, but I'm gonna do it. And but we're back here, and we're supposed to be solid, but that's okay. That's okay. The bottom line is that we're here every single Sunday night. We're doing this, and that's what's important. And I'm waiting for you guys. I need you guys to show me that we're doing stuff, and that's impossible. Do I have them backwards? No, I never unplugged them. I'm sorry. I'm experimenting. That can't work like this. I could have plugged something in backwards. Call me again one more time. But that's the deal. So either way, every Sunday night we're going to be here for an hour, and I'm going to pick something. I want you guys to call in. You're making it difficult tonight, but that's okay. I've learned that you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days. Some people just like to watch, and that's totally fine. But I would hope that you got something to talk about, because that's what we're here. I'm here for you guys to talk to everybody, okay? That's all I ask. Don't make it to where everything is just dead. Okay? I don't want to get the crickets out here. That's just, that's a bit much. Let's try that again. Hey, Life of Peter G., who's this? Okay, see, now I know I have stuff. That's not the right way to do it. So I'm positive. See, guys, I know I did it right. So let's try that again. Let's go this way, and let's go this way. And we're going to, excuse me 1 second. We're going to plug that in. All right, so I just tried backwards, but now try again. Try again. We'll get that, bitch. We're winding down, all right? This has been a struggle tonight. Usually, I didn't prepare myself with too much stuff because I just, for some reason, thought that, and I should know better, because always be ready for anything, which I'm ready for most. But it's just hard. Depending on the nights, long Sunday afternoons, people, go out and do stuff, and by Sunday night, I figure Sunday evenings are great, because by the time you get home, you take your tablet, you take your phone, and you just get in bed, and just, then I know you got to get it and go to work in the mornings and all that kind of stuff, but you just get in bed, and then when it's over, you throw the phone down and go to sleep. It's real simple. I'll put you to sleep. I can do that. And the jokes are free, babe. Either way. There is no reason for the phone not to be working. None whatsoever. Everything is in play. I heard the caller, but the caller's saying he can't hear me. And you guys, I know you tested this stuff. I was standing in front of you. So, God knows whatever. But give me one last call. Let's see if I just, by fluke, changed the world. What else was I right about? Right or wrong? So anyway, was I right or wrong for sharing the past 2 weeks with you? You can text me, you can leave a message, you can IM, you can do all that. That's a big question to me. I shared the experience of having to go home. I did not make it to my father's bedside, so to speak. I did the best we could, but unfortunately he died hours before I could get there while I was in flight. But some people said that was too personal. I shouldn't share that stuff. I beg to differ. I did nothing but praise the fact that I had a father that I love very much. Yes, it was painful, but we talked about a lot of the positive. The negative is I had to give up my old man, but that's life. I hate it. I'll hate it forever. You just learn how to live with it. So my question is, I got criticized by a few people. I got praised by more than I did. And again, I don't care about opinions. I do what I do. Okay? If I worried about opinions, then I'd be jumping from one thing to another, just like during the music days with record people. We think your music should go this way and this way. And it's like, screw you guys. I was very adamant about whatever we did. Is like, stop listening to what other people think and do what's in your heart. And this is what's in my heart, good or bad. So you can text me. You can add to the watch parties, and you can add comments, this and that. You can send me emails to info@petergshow.com, info@petergshow.com, or you can just write me, or you can call me and tell me personally whether you think I'm an ass for doing what I did or not. I have no shame that I talked about this stuff. I'm proud of the fact that I got through it, for one, because I thought I was going to be a mess, but I was able to share the experience that you guys all know or are going to go through, been through it, and I have no regrets about what I said, regardless of the few people who thought that I should have kept it private. It would be no purpose. It defeats the purpose of this show. Again, it's called Life with Peter G. It's not called let's talk about shit that you do every day that's so easy to talk about, by me taking pictures of my food every day and just showing you what I eat. Been there, done that. There's a million people who do that. What people don't talk about is the hard stuff. And I don't mean the hard stuff in a damning, demeaning kind of way. We talk about the hard stuff that you have to get through, like the divorce. I don't give a shit who cheated on who did what, or who was an asshole and this and that. I want to know how you're holding up, because it's not easy being a single parent, this and that. That was what I was starting to do. But when I did this live show, I said, let's open it up a little bit wider. Let's talk about whatever's bugging you. I know your job's a bitch. You don't make enough money. You're having a real hard time getting through it. Believe me, everybody can relate to this stuff. I don't think there's a subject you can come up with. Your car's a piece of shit and you're sick of driving. I don't give a shit. You don't like me. All right? It's real simple. Call me and tell me you think I suck. I'm good with that. At least we're talking. We need this. It's a hard thing to do. I was what do you call it? Consulted by several people on my challenge about doing this show, that it was going to be a bitch. It's not going to be easy. It's hard to get people to call in. That's why the more you build your fan base, the more odds you have of somebody calling in, somebody starting to say, all right, man, I'll give them a call. Tell me what you feel. Even if it takes a few drinks in you, I clearly tell people on my ads, grab a adult beverage, sit back in your bed with your tablet, your phone, and check it out, whatever. Every week, I never know what's going to happen. I really don't. We're really playing this thing by ear, but I'm going to be here every week. Take a good look at this face. I'm not going away. When I commit to something, I'm solid. When I moved to LA, the thing was many years ago. Oh, wait, let's try again. See, I don't even hear the phone ringing this time. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G. Who's this? This does not make any sense whatsoever. Hey, you're on with Life of Peter G. Who's this? He doesn't hear me. Wow. All right, boys. I don't know if it's us or him. It's the same caller, so that's why I don't know who it is. Where was I? How are you doing? Hey. When I committed to coming to L.A. many years ago, I told everybody, okay? Because I had friends that would move to L.A. Because they wanted to make it in the music business, and they'd say, screw this town, I hate this town sucks, and blah, 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 and then they'd move to L.A. I'm going to L.A. I'm gonna be somebody. About 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, I'd run into that same person after they left, or they'd be laying real low. They came back. They came back with their tail between their legs. And I love these people, too, but I just didn't like the attitude. These people were my friends. But I said, I am not going to be that guy. Number one, I love where I, pretty much shaped up, Pensacola, Florida. You hear me talking about it all the time. I spend a lot of time there, and my intentions are spending a lot more time there. But I can't live there full time. I'm this guy, too. And I'm back and forth. But the thing was, when I decided to move to L.A., I said I am not going to bash my hometown just because I became a bigger fish in that pond. I just wanted to expand myself, my horizons, my ambitions, my goals. And so I took that jump, and that was 27 years ago. And here we are. And I kind of had to start over again. And I mean start over again. And I could easily, everybody's like, well, why don't you just go back home, go back to Pensacola? And, if I didn't have a daughter that I adore, she was little, I would have gone home to take care of my parents because I loved my parents and they were aging. And I know they'd never, ever, ever asked me to come home. But I know they would have felt better if I was. I get it. I totally get it. My father constantly, I would call him and say, hey, Dad, what's going on? Oh, same thing, I'm home all alone and blah, blah. What am I going to do? He didn't know that. I didn't want to tell him my problems. You know what I mean? That was the last thing because I'm still struggling as far as I'm concerned, in my own humble opinion. But, it was a bitch. They never said, come home, I need you. Now, I came running when my mother passed away because my father said, come home. Of course I got to come home. But that's a different story. But the bottom line was, when I tell people I'm going to do something, I guess back to the main circle, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I am that guy. And whether you like me or not, and whether I do it right or wrong, I do it to the best of my ability. I'm that guy, and I will always be that guy. So this is what I'm doing, I guess, 10 minutes later after trying to explain this. I'm this guy. I'm doing this show. It is unorthodox. It's the weirdest thing. But just no ring. Blank air. That is the strangest thing. Listen, it's the phone is being answered, and I hear you, but I don't know. Call from a different phone. Try it again. That is the strange thing. We hear you, but I can't. That doesn't make any sense. If you can't hear me, that's a different story. But the line was open. Thank God for friends. I have a lot of them too, and I do have a lot of friends because I treated people fairly decently, and I haven't cut my ties with people, and it pays off. So, and I appreciate you watching again. If you dig this or you feel like you got nothing else to do or you feel bad for me or whatever, just hit the share button and do a watch party and send it to your friends, okay? Because I'm going to be here every Sunday night. I guess that's my point. I had to choose a time and a day. And a lot of people say, well, Peter, I got to go to work, and it's late on the East Coast. It's 11:30 on the East Coast, 10:30 Central Time. It's only 8:30 over here. But I personally didn't feel there's any great time to do the show. I didn't know what the perfect time to do the show is. I don't. I just thought Sunday night winding down, you end of the weekend, sure, but you got to go to bed. But you know what? You get in bed, and I'm guilty of that too. And I'm messing around with my phone. I have to. This whole show ties me up. I stay up way too late and get up way too early. Tomorrow morning I'll be taking my daughter to school, the whole deal, and then at it again. But I'm gonna be here. There's my point. I finally just made my point. I'm going to be here every Sunday night, and I want you to be here with me. I want you to talk to me. Do me the favor. Give me something to talk about. Again, tonight, I was hoping somebody would call in and tell me that they drink every night, and let's find out why. And even if you don't know why, I just wanted to hear it. But I know it takes a little bit of balls. And we're going to tackle that subject again. I also tell you how important it is to me to have a mate, to have a woman or a man that you feel that you're, at least in your mind and your heart, that you're going to grow with. You didn't just jump into the frying pan because the sex was good. That's important. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's really important. But there's a big picture. You got to have more to it than that because that doesn't hold up the fort all the way. It's great for a few months, 6 months. Maybe you can go a year. But when you dive in and you live with that person and you commit with that person, there's got to be something more there. I like a good, strong woman that we support each other. That's my problem. I'm getting picky. I just am. Good sex is great, but to commit to spend time for me to introduce somebody to my daughter is going to have to be, at least in my mind, nothing short of spectacular, at least to me. And there's plenty of good people out there. There's good men out there, and there's good women out there. But sometimes you get with the crazies, and the crazies are so much fun. But you just can't hang for the long run. It's just too much. So that's the problem. It's time to go, folks. You have, once again, it happens a lot, But you've once again put me in the position to just talk to you. I don't expect, well, I do actually, but they do too. But that's okay. I want to thank my sponsors, Bold Energy, and happy birthday to El Presidente, Chris Brown of Bold Energy. And we're going to get together this week and talk about a lot of stuff. For letting me be here. I could not completely do this. I mean, I could, but I couldn't. I enjoy having somebody who says, you know what, Peter, I don't know. We believe in you. Even this cockamamie idea of you getting on here on a Facebook page and doing this and not doing it like everybody else with the YouTubes and this and that. I'm turning this Facebook page into a TV channel, and that's my choice. I wanted to do it completely different. They have it. It's available. A lot of people do live Facebook sporadic stuff. You can count on me being here every Sunday night, 8:30 Pacific, 10:30 Central, and 11:30 on the East Coast. That simple. The past 2 weeks, the shows went overtime. We did about 1.5 hour shows. I can do what I want. It's my show. I could swear. I try not to. I do once in a while because I just feel that it gets the point across in a certain way. But we could talk about anything we want. I can do anything I want. That's the beauty of it. I don't have to answer to a big corporation. And they're cool enough to go, you know what, I trust you. Just do what you do, and let's do this together. So I appreciate it very, very much. I love you guys, the ones, my silent majority, and that's the problem. I use that word way too much, but it's so true. There's so many people out there. You may see only 10 people watching on one screen, but there's hundreds, and even actually by the time it ends up in the show, there's thousands that end up because of the screen sharing, the watch party stuff. That's a big deal, and it's important to me, so I appreciate you. But it would be really cool if you guys, even if you just texted on the screens, and I'll watch them later because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're back to 6 screens again. I can't watch them all. And there's all these different spider webs of pages. So if you just type in and say, hey, I'm watching, or hey, love you, hey, I hate you, I think you suck, I'm all in. I take the good with the bad. Again, I've already started to get kicked in the nuts, and that's why, I come prepared. I'm thick-skinned. You can't please everybody, nor do I try to. I'm just bringing solid truth to the table. But when I say things, I truly mean it, just as I truly mean I love you guys for supporting and sticking. I know it's late, but you can watch these shows after. They're on Facebook. On my Facebook page, they regurgitate. You can watch all the shows. You can go to the YouTube channel, The Peter G Show. There's many, many other shows, and there must be 80, 100 episodes and segments from 5 minutes to the multi-camera interviews. There's a lot of good stuff out there. It just takes a while before you finally start deciding, well, I guess he's okay, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here, and that's my point. We'll keep doing this until we get it, to a point where things are escalating and evolving, and I hit a nerve, and we keep moving forward, because I truly think we're talking about things that are worth talking about. So I love you very much. I think we're going to call it a day, because they're giving me that, come on, let's get the hell out of here. You did an hour, and actually I'm over an hour, but, so be it. Like I said, that's my show, and I do what I want. Stay beautiful. I see some people I can see that, because, again, it's quieted down, and I love you for at least paying attention, okay? Some of you are first-timers. Some of you are every week. Some of you make it when you can, and you text me and write me that, hey, I watch your show in the morning when I'm doing so-and-so, or I listen to it when I'm in the car and all that. Any way you want to do it, just let me know you're there, okay? That's really what's important to me, so... From the Peter G Show and Life of Peter G from Facebook Live, I love you very much, and I'll see you next week. And let's do this again, and give me something to talk about, all right? Because it's really not about me talking. I want to hear from you. Don't know what's going on with the phones. I only had the one caller, so I can't even tell if it's me or him. But this is how it works. When you're live, that's the problem. You have to have all your shit together when you're live, and I think we're pretty together, but que sera, sera, all right? Peace out. I truly love you. See you next week, okay?
Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Divorce dad. Single dad. Divorce dad.